One.
Hello, everyone.
Tony, can you hear me okay?
I can hear you. If you could mute your mic on your end, I will be able to start.
Oh, okay. Have you got the presentation up and running?
I've got it and I can share it at any time.
Yeah, go ahead and do that just so I can make sure that it's all good, and then I'll mute my mic and get everybody to sit down.
Okay. So hello, everyone. When you're ready, we'll start on this. Steve, just let me know when you are ready.
The cheese in a little bit, but no, he should. But he's not ready to go. Okay, so yeah, Tony is our reports committee chair, and Tony is always looking for more friends. So please consider joining the reports committee. It would be a really good thing. So Tony is here to talk to us report survival manual, the basics, and I'll turn it over to you now, Tony.
Thank you so much. So you should be able to see a slideshow up on your screen, I think. Steve, did it come through? Okay, it looks like it's showing. Awesome. So I'm going to get started on this. For those familiar with reports, this will be kind of just covering old news, but for those who aren't as comfortable with reports, hopefully this will help you do all that you would need to do to get started. So basically, this should cover for the person who needs a report, doesn't know anything about the Evergreen report system, how it works, how to find it, even once you find it and not sure how to use it. This should get you going and have you covering the basics. First thing, when you go into Webby, you go to the administration and look for reports. It's available here, and for most Evergreen setups, it'll also be available under the administration box right here. This report home screen has a search for templates, the My Folder section, which is your library's reports, and the shared folders, which are all of the collection of templates shared from every other library. The easiest way to get started with a report is to search for one and then clone that report. In my example, I'm going to look for a circulation report. We're going to use all fields and look in all folders. And we'll get a long list of circulation options. Here I chose to look at all the results because that way I get a good idea of what's available. I chose a circulation of materials by shelving location as a report that is close to what I need. Then at the top, right under template search results, you'll find this drop-down menu. You want to pick clone selected template and click submit. A screen like this should pop up. It wants you to pick a folder to put the template in. If you don't have any folders in the template section of your My Folders, you need to create one. I'm putting this one in my test folder.
Oh, that was my problem.
To create a folder, click templates and then add folder name, choose to share the folder or not, and the library to share it with if you're sharing it. Then click create subfolder. And here, it will automatically open up into the edit page for your template, where you can make changes to the information, what it displays, how it's filtered. At the moment, the report would only display the shelving location of an item and a count of how many things from that shelving location circulated. So this example would be fiction, 1,200, movies, 700, or however many circulated within that time period you choose. By clicking on the circulation, you'll get some basic available information that you can use for your display fields. Now, all of these information has these little symbols next to it. In this next slide here, this explains what all those symbols mean. The one that kind of looks like a calendar is for timestamp information. That can be used for a display field. This one that kind of looks like links in a chain means that that is a link. Really not good for display fields or filters. That just means the information is somewhere available, just not readily available at that level. The best type of display field will have this A next to it. That means text. It's great for display fields. This little check mark box just means it's Boolean data. Example is if the item is deleted or not. Basically, it's a true or false piece of information. This nice little evergreen tree here stands for organizational unit or the libraries. It's excellent for using in filters. So we can limit things to just our library or our library branches. This barcode stands for ID. So we know anything with a barcode next to it is going to be ID information. And of course, $ stands for money. That's pretty self-explanatory. This little one that looks like a meter stands for integer, which just means it's going to be about numbers. And the bottom one, which has the arrows pointing in opposite directions, means that that information is going to be about an interval. So period of time, like a circulation duration or a fine interval. So all these little arrows are for drop-down menus. And you find all sorts of information available when you go to the drop-down. It can be a little overwhelming sometimes, I know, but the trick is just to kind of remember to focus on what information you want to see in your report and hunt specifically for that. Let's say for my report, I need some item information, so I look in the list. I see the word circulating item. And when I click on that, I see barcode out to the side. So I'll click on the barcode. I'll click on raw data. That's just the way it's going to present. So it's just going to be the barcode information. And click add fields, and that will add that down here to my display fields. This right here is a really nice chart that is also available on the Missouri Evergreen Library's webpage under the reports resources. And it shows kind of where you can find certain information within the report system. The first column gives you the display field. The second shows you kind of where you can find it in the system. The third is the transform. It simply means the type of display it's going to be. So raw data would mean the information's unchanged. It's like if it's a barcode, it's just the barcode. If it's a name, it's just the name. And this fourth one tells you if the column label would be changed when it's displayed. So for example, shelving location would have a label of name instead of shelving location. And we would probably change that back to shelving location if we can. So I've added the barcode. It has a column label of barcode, but if we wanted to change that, we could simply right-click on that line of information, and in the drop-down menu, choose Change Column Label, and we can change barcode to whatever we would want it to say in our report. To add an author or a title, I go to the circulating item, and I go ahead and drop it down and go to call number volume and drop that down and go to bid records. Then I go to simple record extracts. This is one of those things that little chart helps you find, because I would never have been able to find it otherwise. So under simple record extracts, you can see the box next to the word simple source path that shows the way we got to this information. And we see over here, author and title. We can simply click on those. And then add them into our fields. So now we have 5 items in our display fields, and they would look like this in a report if you export it to Excel, with shelving location, the count, the barcode of the item, the author, and the title. Now we'll look at the filters section. That basically just allows you to limit results to your own library or a time period or a certain shelving location if you want it. Here we have the filters of checkout date and time. So that's going to give us a time period for our circulation and circulating library. So we can pick the library we want to look at. Filters looks pretty much, the process of selecting them is pretty much the same as for display fields. One thing you may have to change with filters is this section called the operator. For something like checkout date and time, you would right click on that and get this little drop down menu, click on change operator, and then you can choose a specific date and time or between, which will give you a range of dates you can choose from. For something like circulating library, I chose enlist, which gives me a list of all the Missouri Evergreen libraries, and I can just pick whichever one I want to look at. So once you have set your filters and you're happy with the display fields you've picked, you can click on Save Template. Then you will get this little pop-up. Click OK. And now you should have that template in your My Folders in the folder that you chose. So I've got it in test folder, and my report is right here in the test folder. Now to use that template, to get the report we want, we'll simply click next to that report, go up here to the top of that box, and choose Create a New Report from Selected Template, and click Submit. And you'll get a screen that looks like this, which is going to have information you need to fill in or to choose. First thing, you want to name your report. Then you'll see here are our display fields. Then you'll need to choose the folder to store your report in. And I just chose circulation for this one. Then we'll go down here to our filters and check out date and time. You can get a little calendar here and just pick whichever start date you want and whatever end date you want. And then for checkout and renewal library, we have a list of all the libraries in Missouri Evergreen, and we just pick the one that we're wanting the report for. Here I've just chosen our library and our branch library. Then you would choose the type of output. I usually just choose Excel, but you can choose the comma separated. You can go out in HTML. You can get bar charts, line charts, whatever suits your needs. You can choose all of these. That typically will mean that it's going to take a little longer to run the report because it's creating all of these different display options for you. And I picked run the report as soon as possible. but you can choose a date when you want the report to run. And then for my output folder, I just chose circulation again. And then you save the report. And a little pop-up will come up. You click OK on that. Then you go to this little section called Outputs in your My Folders. I'll click on Circulation. And when your report has run, it'll be down here under Completed Items. And that's the report I ran, test report number 1. You just click on that box next to the report results and click up here. If this says View Report Output, and click Submit. Then you'll just click on the output you want. This only had Excel, so I just clicked Excel. And now I have the report to use, have the information I need, and I can use that same report over and over again. So that's just pretty much basics on how to get into the traditional report system. But if anyone has any questions, I'll be glad to go over certain sections.
Tony, I see nothing online or any questions here in the room.
I just want to clarify, can you schedule reports to run at regular intervals, once a week, once every day? And then does it email you the actual output, or does it email you a notification to say your report is ready?
So yes, you can schedule your reports. You can schedule your reports monthly. And there is a excellent tutorial on the Evergreen website on how to do that. And then you can get it emailed, but it just tells you that the report is run. It doesn't actually send you the report information. You still have to go in and access the report.
Thank you.
You're welcome. If anyone would like to have some simple report covered, I can do that. Simple reports is an excellent system, but you can't share anything with any other library. That's the only problem with it, is you have to create the report yourself, and then that report is only usable by you. You can't share it with anyone. And we have some trainings on that as well, which should be available. Any other questions or anything you'd like clarified?
Tony, I have a question.
Sure.
So I was just doing this the other day. Is it possible? Okay, first, is it possible to share a report with someone within your own library without having to create a shared folder?
If they have the same login, that's basically it. Like in our library, we have 2 logins. So everyone who has an admin login can see anything I create in admin. And everyone who has a staff login can see anything created in staff. But the sharing it is the best way, and you can create a shared folder. It's not difficult.
Yeah, that's what I ended up doing, because I actually finally found the training documents on how to do that, but I was like, well, that's dumb, because I still want it to live in my circulation folder, but I want to be able to share it with some of my, but anyway.
Yeah,
Tony, did you see the question from Charlene in the chat?
so, the simple reports on sharing it within your district.
Yes.
Once again, that goes to login. So, if you have a general login for your library that everyone uses, then if something is created while they're logged in that way, that report is available to everyone that has that login. That's the real drawback of simple reports. It is easier to create a report in simple reports. I mean, I could bring it up and run through it real quick if you want it, but you just can't share easily with that system yet. That's something I'm really hoping will get changed in the not too distant future.
Tony, if there aren't any more questions from people, I think maybe just a quick run through of simple reports might not be a bad thing.
Absolutely, I can bring that up and we'll take a look. Let me bring simple reports up and I'll share my screen again. So this is our simple reports. I've created a lot of reports in it and some other people have, and it has really good uses. If uses is a word, that's not really a word. Let's try to create a report in here real quick. It doesn't take that long. So I'll click on the new. So I want to create a new report. First thing I have to do is select the type of report I want. I'll do circulation again. It immediately gives me options, the most common used things in circulation. And very specific things like item fields, patron fields. And it's real easy just to go through and click, oh, I want a circulation start date time. I want remaining renewals or circulation or renewal library or whatever else I need. You'll see all of these are getting added to display fields over here. So I want the item barcode, I want the shelving location, I want the owning library name. This all gets just dropped in display fields. It's fairly simple. And then you have down here all fields. So if you don't find something up here in these suggested fields, you'll be able to find it down here typically. Then you just go to this section called output order. And basically you're just deciding what you want to have come first in your report. You can change the output just going up and down with your arrows there. And just pop over here to the filters. And once again, it suggests filters for you. Makes it easy. I want to filter by checkout library. I want to do circulation start date and time. And there are my filters. For this, I want to do in list. So it gives me a list of all the checkout libraries. Date and time, I want to do between So I get to choose a period of time for my circulation. And since I'm going to try to run the report, I'll do March. And I will choose our main branch and click add. Then output options. I'll choose Excel. Say I want to do this as a recurring report. I'll click recurring report. You can click hours, days, weeks, months, years even. So months. I'll do this once a month. I'll schedule the report to run at the end of the month. And then I can put my email there if I want it to send me a notification of exactly when it does run. And then I just click save. Oh, I gotta name my report, sorry. Let's see. Test circ report. Yeah, if you don't name your report, you can't save the report. And report saved successfully. You got a little green box down there for a moment. Alrighty. Save and schedule report. I did that. There we go. Back out here. Then to find the output, of course, mine's going to run later, but you would go over to this My Output section, and that's where your report would wind up showing up. And you just click on your output and it would download for you. So it is truly simple to create a report in Simple Reports. Its really only downside is that it's hard to share the report or to share it so other people could use that same report. So. Any questions on Simple Reports?
See nothing online or in the room.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything, but if you come up with something, shoot me an email. I'm always glad to talk about reports and help you any way you need. I mean, we use Simple Reports every once in a while. There's nothing wrong with it at all to use that. It's just if you want to share that report and allow other people to use it, very difficult, next to impossible to do. So anybody out there has reports questions or in general, I'm glad to dig in, or if everyone is happy, then you can maybe get out of this session early.
Well, Tony, I'm not seeing any more questions, but I appreciate you joining us virtually and running through this. Reports are so important and they always seem like they become a mystery just as soon as you need to run one.
Of
So-
course.
So thank you for always being willing to walk me through them. I mean, you've been very helpful to me and I know to the rest of the consortium. So thank you very much.
You are very welcome. Sorry I couldn't join you in person. I wish you all a wonderful rest of the conference. Hope you will have a good time.
Thanks, Tony.
Thank you.